High Vibe humans, happy Women's History Month, and welcome back to another Awakened and Empowered Women interview. Today, we are interviewing Cosmic Carley, a healer, a mother, and a Qigong instructor. I am very excited to have her on today, and we are going to talk about 8 things that have really inspired and motivated her to help her heal. These 8 questions really dive deep into our personal processes and how we're currently making history as women today. So I'm going to invite her on here in just a moment. Take some time here. My name is Brianna, also known as Breezy. I have a master's degree in counseling psychology, and I've dedicated my life to helping people heal. And I hope that you also are able to connect with a practitioner, a healing practitioner that can help you heal as well. Hi, Carley.
Hello, great to see you, Breezy. How are you?
Good. It's good to see you too. I'm so happy that you were able to make some time to be with us today.
Me too. Let me know, should I put my headphones in or sound okay?
Sound is sounding A-okay.
Perfect. Good deal. How is everyone? Glad to see you guys. This is
Yeah.
awesome. I'm so grateful that you invited me. I was just thrilled. I always love chatting with you, so this is a blessing. Thank you so much.
Oh, Carly, thank you so much. It's definitely a blessing. I definitely enjoy your Twitch streams when I'm able to catch one. And I also enjoy the fact that you're always here and present for your community.
I try. I think honestly, just we need it right now to be there for each other, to have that unconditional love for one another, and just to know like we're doing the best that we can, right?
Definitely. So we have some High Vibe humans tuning in, throwing up their heart emojis. Did you want to introduce yourself, what you do, who you are?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm Cosmic Carley. I am a healer, as Breezy said. I recently learned a free healing practice online that I love to share with people. Yeah, absolutely amazing. It's called Saima Diksha, Saimaa Dikshasha. And you can just Google it, free classes. Basically, the whole thing is just to help people learn and to heal the world as much as we can.
Oh, wow, that's beautiful. So you provide these services to just help people heal.
Exactly. We got to share the knowledge. Whatever we learn, we got to pass it on.
Definitely. So I want the High Vibe humans to get to know you a little bit more. So what
Awesome.
are 5 words that you choose to describe yourself?
I love this. And I was looking at this earlier because I was like, oh, normally I just do things on the fly, but I thought I want to be prepared for this. And this one was such a fun question to answer because how often do we really describe ourselves, right? And like think about all the good things about ourselves. So I wrote down 6 because I couldn't decide which word I liked the best. Passionate for sure. I get like fired up about things. If you've ever seen me, like I get just so I'm just so excited about life, and why not, right? Loving is a big one for me. Just being able to share my heart, to care for each other. Healer, I wrote down what you said already. And then I wrote charismatic slash magnetic, because
Ooh.
I have this like personality that for whatever reason people are just like instantly drawn to. So if I'm out in public, people will, and even if I'm traveling, people come up to me and just start telling me their life story or like their deep moments. And yeah, so I have like crazy stories from all around the world of people who just connect with me right away. And I absolutely love that about who I am in this lifetime, right? Just that all the connections I get to make. And compassionate was my last one. So passionate and compassionate, because I've also been learning to like give myself more grace and be more kind to myself. And as I do that, like I don't judge so much the people around me because I'm not judging myself as harshly. So, hi Bella.
Great. Hello. It's that's beautiful and well said. I like how you said charismatic and magnetic. I know that you're just someone that's approachable, that you can connect with right away, and you're so compassionate with other people already, just like automatically. Also, your smile is just simply electric.
Yours as well, though. I remember the first day we met, like it was yesterday. It was like instantly I was drawn to you. Like, who is this soul sister? Like, we need to meet. Like, yeah, it was great. Such good energy. Yeah.
Are you still in Grand Rapids, Michigan?
I still live at the same place when we met, where I lived next door to Grass House. I'm still
Oh,
there. So, yeah,
no
I love
way.
it. It's such a great neighborhood. I get to be right by Martha's Vineyard, which is a great Italian bakery if you guys don't know it. Best desserts ever.
Oh my goodness. Man,
Yeah.
I miss that little area. It's
I
so
was like,
cute.
I gotta bring you some chocolate mousse or something. Yeah.
Mm,
Mama's
no,
supporting mamas. Yeah, I got you.
that would be really dreamy. So I know that you've probably been inspired by a few people. So who would you say is your mentor?
I loved this question too. It took me a minute because there's so many like amazing people that I've actually met that have inspired me. But for this one, who's really been helping me like remember who I am the most, Esther slash Abraham Hicks. So I'm sure you watch those videos. Yeah. I feel like very connected to her, like almost like she's a direct mentor to me somehow, just because the videos, the videos that I listen to are just so on point to what I need to hear. And they come up, they get reminders on my phone to listen to them, but just to remind myself how powerful we are and that we are direct connections to the divine and how to use our power to enjoy this life, right? To have more fun. I've always been a really serious person and like, that taught into that mindset of you have to work hard and push really hard to get what you want and struggle is part of the process and like you have I love what she says, which is you can't have a happy ending to an unhappy journey. It's like that clicked. Yeah, I was like, oh my God, like I've been struggling my whole life. Yeah, thinking that I'm gonna eventually get to this point where everything's fine, but I need to be fine in the moment and happy with what I have. And then as that gratitude accumulates, it's that snowball effect of
Mhm.
things get better and better as I focus on the good.
Definitely. Yeah. Isn't Abraham Hicks like I think I've seen like some YouTube videos, very intelligent. It's a very intelligent conversation, very intelligent, based in some science too. Like they pull in some science.
Totally. It's essentially channeling. So people who have passed on that kind of spirit energy of what can we learn from our predecessors, how does this all work? And as we meditate, we do get those little inklings, that voice that comes to us that can help us to know what to do next or to know who we really are. So I love that.
Yeah, definitely very inspirational material there to help us discern what we're doing and like conceptualize it in a really powerful, strong way. And I
Yeah,
bet that it's helped you through some difficult times in your life.
so much. Like when I was at my lowest point, it was like, what am I going to do? Who am I? You kind of just get lost and stuck, and you're just kind of like, I guess I'll just sit on my couch and watch TV and go through the motions. But you feel inside like there's literally something that just feels constricted. If anybody has
Mhm.
anxiety, that just like elephant on your chest of just like, I'm not living up to my potential. And and then as you get like these little glimpses of moments, and sometimes it's friends and people telling you like, hey, you are divine being, like you're amazing, like that reminds us like, oh yeah, pulling me back to who I am and not how I feel. And remembering that it's our thoughts that are creating our emotions. What thought is stuck in my head right now? How am I beating myself up or pushing myself to be better rather than like nurturing myself and caring for myself and giving myself space to be.
That's very true, like how our thoughts can really influence how we perceive reality and can even create a reality for ourselves that might not even be true.
Right?
So, would you mind sharing a difficult experience, or how you dealt with a difficult person and how you overcame that?
Definitely. This is something, and I thought, okay, there are moments that I have experienced a difficult person and haven't responded the way I wanted to, or that I've, been teaching myself to, and that's
Mhm.
totally to be expected. Like healing is not linear. We're gonna have those moments that test us and where we feel like we've fallen back to where we were, but just that awareness kind of helps. And I had a moment. I actually tried to date somebody online, long distance, back in October, and things kind of fell apart. It was a little bit of a difficult relationship. And what ended up happening was we split up and we went. He's a streamer, I'm a streamer, both on Twitch. And one of my friends was going to raid into him one day. And so she opened up his stream and we all are listening to it. And he's just talking complete crap about me, just going off. Carley did this and Carley did that, and like, how dare
Oh no.
she? And he was like dragging my name through the mud. And I was just like, I'm like mouth open, like, oh my gosh. I'm like, can we just leave? I'm like, we just need to get out of here because more people don't need to hear this, because every time, another person hears that, it changes their perception of me.
Hmm.
And thankfully, everyone who was in the stream was friends with me, and they were like, Carley, this doesn't change how we see you at all. The person talking is usually the one who it says more about. And I was like, and I was like, I don't wish any ill will on them at all. Like, I just am gonna send them love. And they ended up coming back to me and apologizing and saying, like, sorry, that was such a miscommunication. Like, I never should have said that. And um, I was really proud of myself because normally in the past I would have been going off about them, like, well, let me get on my soapbox then and talk about what they did wrong to me. And I normally was, there's this t-shirt I found from Mahogany Mommies, which is this awesome spiritual store, and it was like spiritual but petty on any given day. And I was like, oh, so true. Like, that's so me. Um, but I was like, no, like today we're not going to be petty. We're not going to take the road that's, easy, that we naturally want to go to, which is you're mad at me, I'm going to be mad back at you. It was like, I'm just going to wish them love and hope and really know in my heart that the people who know me are going to know that I'm a loving being, and that even though they have one perception of me, that's not necessarily the truth for everyone. And so it was like, I felt like I lost all these people, but really all it did was help me to see who was really there for me, and who was just listening to this version of me that they wanted to hear. Because some people are going to villainize you, and in some people's story you're going to be the hero. So just recognizing, like, that really doesn't say anything about me. It's all our own internal journey that we got to work through.
That story in itself just has a lot of wisdom in it, because right away I was reactive to it. I was like, how dare you say these things about Carley? And it was nice to hear, though, that there were people saying, like, well, it's actually more of a reflection on the person actually saying the thing than it is a reflection of you. And like you said, you had to maintain that confidence and that trust that the people who are close to you, who know you, are going to, like, understand your image, that you're truly a kind person, and that they're going to defend you, and that you don't actually have to do anything. You have to focus on keeping yourself healthy and moving on a path of integrity, one that you feel confident on, one that you know is the right path instead of the easy path.
Right? Well, because if I had said, like, oh, this person is, well, they actually did this and this and this to me, it's like, well, that wouldn't have really changed you're never really going to change anyone's opinion. People's opinions are their own opinions. You can say your piece, but they're probably just going to form an opinion about that too, like, realistically. So it's like, like, every Jug, hi Jug. All my friends in here are so supportive. I love you guys. And that's it. And I ended up finding an amazing community from that, because it pushed me out of the tarot community on Twitch and steered me towards this amazing gaming community that's just like all love and jokes, and I feel seen and like really recognized and appreciated, because like I love making clips on Twitch. So I had made 150 plus clips for that person who was talking crap about me. And they were some of
Wow.
the best clips ever. Awesome moments that I captured. And they weren't appreciated. Like, they didn't care at all. They were still going to drag my name through the mud, even though what my friend ended up saying was, all you did was really give them fuel, a story to tell online. You gave them content. And I was like, oh, snap. I love that. So
Hmm.
it's like, everything works out the way it's meant to. We don't know the bigger picture. And so, just like you said, trying to trust and just have faith, like, everything will work out as I stay in my lane, focus on me, gave me more time to meditate, gave me more time to nurture the relationships that were actually good for me.
That's so true. That's so true. Keeping focus on those good relationships. And that kind of just goes to show that your haters are your biggest fans, because now they're just talking about you. And I also liked what you said earlier about how people are going to see you how they want to see you, and they're going to feed into that if they want to. And so for some people, you're a hero in the story, and for others, you might be a villain, and that villainishness might be from their own insecurities or their own jealousies that they're projecting and making you into. And so I
Yep.
think that it's really powerful that you took a step back from that.
Yeah. And meditation has helped so much with that, with knowing like I'm okay, inside. I've got my breath, I've got myself. Like, if all else crumbles around me, like, I can just sit and be, and my world doesn't have to fall apart because the outside world is falling apart.
Exactly. So do you believe this kind of experience really helps you connect with your clients?
I think so. Yeah, I actually, because our lives aren't perfect, but they can appear perfect to people on the outside. They can go, oh, look at their beautiful women. Of course, they're gonna have whatever they want in life. Like that's just how we, right? How we are perceived. And it's like usually those who are so beautiful and so full of light have been through some darkness, like some deep rooted darkness, have worked through their fears, have worked through their insecurities, or are always working through our insecurities, right? Like we're never fully healed. And
Preach.
so yeah, so like a big red flag for me for that person was he kept saying he was 99% healed and that he was healing me. And I was like, hang on, nobody can heal anybody else. We have to heal ourselves. Like it's a matter of taking our healing into our own hands. And I think that helps people relate better, where they're like, oh man, like this person totally villainized you, but like you're still working through it. You're still going to do the things that light you up. And it's like, yeah, that's what life's about. Like we see the contrast and we got to turn our focus away from what we don't want to focusing on what we do want, what does make us happy, what's easier to think about, and what does light us up.
That's so true. Everything you just said just hit like a little chord inside my heart. And I see that there's some people throwing up their hands, throwing up the heart emojis.
Love it.
Um, because, it is true, people will make assumptions about you, but we're never not working on ourselves. And we should always be working. And even us healers that are being like a health practitioner of any kind, you're offering an opportunity and creating a space for the individual to begin their own process of healing. We're not necessarily healing you in general. It's up to you to really take that energy in and integrate it and make it your own in order to really start that healing process. So I really think that that's powerful, taking responsibility for your healing.
Yep. And one of my favorite teachers, Sadhguru, always says, responsibility is just our ability to respond in any given situation. And I was like, wow, breaking it down for me. Yeah, just making it simple. Like how can I respond here? How can I respond there? Do I want to respond with love or do I want to respond with hate? And my inner being always wants to respond with love. No doubt. You know, that source energy is not going to come with you to the place of hate. Like you're going to be a million times stronger if you connect to source and say like unconditional love. Like you might be throwing hate at me, but I'm going to come back at you with unconditional love. And I did. I messaged this person afterwards and I was like, hey, like if you ever want to talk and get those feelings out to me directly, like feel free, like give me a call. Like you can rant at me forever. Like tell me how much you hate me, please, but like let's talk about it cuz
Keeping
I
the line of
know,
communication open.
right? Like once you connect, like you're not going to call me and be like, "Oh, I still hate you." Like, no, you can't. No, you can't. Try
Right.
it.
So what was that quote you just said too? Because I really feel like it's important. Like, I'm
Yeah.
going to write it down.
Oh, I love it. Responsibility is our ability to respond in any given situation. I love this group. Hi, chat. You guys are the best. Thanks for being here. And for everyone who watches this afterwards. Like, so grateful that these things can get recorded. So much of it is, like I said, I try not to plan it and just speak from the heart, just because, like, as we tap in, we can feel like I said to my mom earlier, something random, and she's like, "Oh, I'm glad you said that because that reminds me of this." And I'm like, "Oh, I didn't know why I was saying that, but I'm glad I did."
Yep, my mom's tuned in today. Woot woot.
Yes, hi mom. Love it.
So thank you so much for sharing that. It's really important. And I know that these things have really helped you process and helped you on your healing journey. So, what would you say is your greatest fear, and how do you mitigate that?
Yeah, this one was really good for me. I've been talking about it a lot more lately because I have a lot of financial PTSD and like just fear regarding
Oh.
money. And I know that's a big one for a lot of people because so many of us are taught or like learned into this lack mentality. And I'm like, oh, my biggest fear is just like, what if I can't take care of me and Elin? Like, I'm a single mom. I rent this place by myself. So it's like, I gotta make all the bills work, even when financially it doesn't seem like they should be working. I'm like, hang on, I don't know how I'm doing it, but somehow we're doing it. So again, that faith with the universe. So I wrote down, yep, not being able to take care of my son, just that feeling of like, um, again, that tightness of the chest of just like panic of what happens if I don't live here, and really like you have to say like worst case scenario, I move back in with my parents who thankfully can support me but don't want to at the same time because I'm almost 30. It's like we're basically like just at different places in our lives and really different places economically where at 30 our parents could afford a house.
Right.
Today we really can't. And recognizing like that there is this shift happening in the world of people waking up to, hold on, why does inflation raise everything except for our wages? Why am I only I'm getting like I've worked at my job for 2 years and my raise, I've like just got a dollar raise. And I'm like, okay, hold on a second. Like that's
Mhm.
crazy. That doesn't help me out that much. So, oh, single mamas unite. Like,
Yeah, shout outs
and
to the single moms working
heck
hard in
yeah,
this economy.
right? Seriously. And just giving ourselves that grace of, even if our worst fear happens, like even if, I have to move and all this stuff and I lose my job or whatever else, like recognizing like it wouldn't be the end of the world. And how do I release those blocks about those fears that about regarding money? And a lot of it keeps coming back to inner child healing and just going
Oh.
back to that little me who was so worried about, oh, I can't ask for anything that I want because we don't have the money to do it, and tiptoeing around any financial matters from like as young of an age. I remember being 4 years old. As soon as I could call someone on the phone, I called my best friend Chelsea, sobbing in my closet, thinking we were going to lose the house. Like a 4 year old worried about losing a house, like ridiculous. And there was no reason for me to feel that way. My parents just had this mentality that if you tell kids this, they'll stop asking for things, which worked, but also leads to an adult who stops asking for things, who doesn't know how to ask for what she wants in relationships, in communication, in life in general, right?
Hmm.
Yes, always do your best and the universe will take care of you. Yeah. And as you follow your heart more, you feel that. As you meditate more, you feel held and supported by this universal energy. So agreed.
Definitely. It's like, so that's my mom, and my mom has taught me how to meditate and tune in and really understand that the universe will bring you the things that you need. God will bring you what you need when you need it and will always take care of you, especially if you put your faith in that action. The idea that, like, even though something bad happens to you, it's really what you do with that moment that truly matters. So, having those fears of financial security come up, it's the idea of making those plans, not letting that fear cause you to freeze up, but allowing that fear to open new opportunities, allowing that fear to help direct your energy in a new direction instead of just allowing it to kind of squish you and say, "Oh, that it's everything's going wrong. Why me?" and like tune into that victim role, but
Yeah.
instead step into that survivor role.
Yes. Oh, I love that. My friend sent me this great image of that the other day where it was like, um, you can either sit there in the victim role or see all of your strength and how far you've come and turn it into that survivor mindset. And I'm like, oh, I love that. Like you're not a victim, you're a survivor. And I was like tearing up, like, thank you. Sometimes we need that reminder from our friends, right? Like I said, people on the outside can really sometimes see us better than we can see ourselves. I like to
Hmm.
say it's because we grew up with ourselves. You know, we saw ourselves through all the awkward years, all the negative moments. We're like, oh, but I messed up that one time. And it's like, no, that doesn't mean that you are fundamentally anything. Like, we are not our actions. We are not this body. We are not our mind. Like, we are the spiritual being, the observer within.
That's beautiful. The observer that is observing and ultimately can act in love in all its forms.
Yes.
So, um, that's a really powerful fear to overcome, that financial insecurity. So, where where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I loved this question because it's not something I do enough. Like I think so much about where I'm at right now that I don't like always let myself dream. And so much of that is because of the financial fear, right? You're like, well, I'll just be happy if I'm still doing, still okay. And it's like, no, I need to dream and have fun with it and like remember that life is a game and that I get to like take it how I see it. And 5 years. So I wrote living on a beach because that is like ultimate dream. Beach life, like somewhere warm. I actually just applied to a job in Cancun. So like honestly, that would be heaven. Teaching Qigong, just helping streaming still, sharing my healing practices, and helping others to heal themselves and heal others around them. Because it's like as we, start this ripple effect of sharing it with one person, they can share it with five people, and then all of those five
Oh.
people share it. It's like this exponential growth of helping each other heal themselves. So I love that.
So in 5 years, you want to have those nature vibes. You want to be close to the beach, where I believe the beach has a lot of that like swirling energy. It has a lot of energy to tap into in that environment. And you also want to, I mean, right there is like the ripples create waves energy. You healing one person is going to create those waves that will definitely go back out into the world and affect other people.
I love that. I didn't even connect that. It's so good.
Yes. So what would you say is the key to your success?
I love this. So I wrote feel it to heal it. Because for me, it's like if I've been one of those people who, like masculinity was super revered in my family. Like I grew up wanting to be a boy, very, very masculine energy, never wanted to wear dresses, like felt very much like I couldn't embrace that femininity. Um, because we weren't allowed to feel our emotions. Like I saw my mom cry once in my entire like 18 years of living at home. Yeah, and it was the top of our washer came down and like literally split her head open and she let out a couple
Oh,
tears and I know like crazy like it's like just that kind of extreme energy of and she was born downtown Detroit. Her and her nine siblings raised downtown Detroit, so it was very much like you have to be tough to survive.
yeah.
Exactly, right? And and so that like allowing like my son has seen me cry so many times. Like he's allowed to cry and feel his big emotions and like we're allowed to sit there and be there together. And we also take deep breaths together. So just knowing like how powerful we are as people and how powerful our emotions are and as we bottle them up like they get stored in our body in different ways and it's not a good way to heal. So just allowing yourself to feel it when the emotions come up, dive deeper into, where is this stemming from? What thoughts am I thinking that are leading to this feeling of, stuckness or anxiety or fear, stress, whatever it might be. Anger even is a big one, where so many of us are like, I'm still mad at you, but instead of telling you I'm going to be passive aggressive or, I'm going to push it away. Yeah, we're Scottish, Irish. My mom is like a bunch of things curly, dark, black hair, big, loud, rambunctious people. I like to say they're Italian. They might not be. Maybe not. Who knows? But there's just like a lot of passion in that side of the family. But yeah, my dad is mostly Dutch and some Scottish, some Irish. So that's the red hair for sure.
Mhm.
But there is like a lot of emotion and passion in all of these like different ethnicities that combine to make us who we are. So it's like how are our ancestors affecting us, right? How are past lives affecting us if you believe in that and that whole mentality of like there are things under the surface that we don't always know that we have to nurture ourselves in new ways and but as we heal it like we're healing that bloodline. What is it, 7 generations forward, 7 generations back, they say, or something like that. Like
Something like
very
that,
much
yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of energy where even like as I meditate more, like my mom and I have a better relationship. Like my mom and my son have a great relationship. And her mom, my grandma, who was very like, this is the way it is and blah blah blah, super negative Nancy. The other day I went over there and I started complaining about my job and she was like, Carly, aren't you telling me that we got to be positive and focus on the good things? And I was like, who are you and what did you do with my grandma? Like, what is going on here? So that was super powerful to me to go, oh my God, like even when I think they might not be listening, like the little seeds that we plant inside people, yeah, they are gonna grow. So we got to just nurture it in ourselves and know like everything we do for ourselves is also going to help everyone around us.
I love that. I love that aspect of like, it's like radical emotional acceptance, like accepting our emotions and accepting the fact that we're feeling what we're feeling, and that we need to look at it. That we shouldn't push it away or shove it down. And like sometimes cultures, specifically cultures like the one I'm familiar with, is being Irish, and that like you Irish might scapegoat like into religion, or they might like kind of stuff their emotions or like use humor as a way to deal with emotions. And sometimes it's just important to acknowledge like, hey, I'm having a feeling right now. I'm just going to feel it. Let me feel through this moment and I'll be better and greater on the other side of this feeling. So I think that there's a lot of strength to what you just said about um, part of your success is being able to just feel.
And allow myself to feel. It's like I also wrote reprogram and quieting the mind because there's so much programming that has happened throughout our childhoods that we kind of have to say like, hang on or question it, right? When it comes up. And I'm a big like let's go for a walk type person. So like if I need to chill out, I'm just like I need to get outside, go for a quick walk, calm myself down, and then come back to whatever I'm doing and just clears your mind. It's like gives yourself that time to just be.
Yeah, just listening to you say that, I'm like, I want to go for a walk now too. You
And
know
it's
how here in Michigan
beautiful.
it's been beautiful. Yeah,
Oh, I
it's
know
been
when
pretty
you see
nice.
a blue sky, it's like let's get out. Yeah, I'll face against the window. Yeah,
Mhm,
love it.
definitely. Well, thank you so much for sharing all of that today. And I know that this is really powerful for a lot of the High Vibe humans tuning in. Shout outs to the single moms, shout outs to the mothers out there who are really trying to make waves. And also the idea that we're healing that generational pain. Like you mentioned a couple times, healing your inner child, going back and looking at your family system and how you learned some of the things that you learned, and
Mhm.
how you have to like deprogram, reprogram your brain to be able to um, be a different person and heal that past.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's been a lot. And I really see so much strength in you and everything that you do. Oh my gosh, you're such an inspiration. So thank you so much for doing your work, for just being an amazing high vibe human. Like I love your videos. I love watching your YouTubes. Like, oh my gosh, it always just makes me feel so like lifted up, lifted, right? And like bringing me back. I'm like, oh, that's right. Like we're powerful. We got this.
Thank you. My cheeks hurt.
Too much smiling. Yes. I love it.
Ooh. So, do you have any like advice that you would like to share to the High Vibe humans?
Yeah, the I did write down advice was make it a game. Like make this life a game. Have fun with it. What no matter what you're doing, if you're applying to jobs, which can really suck. Like, there's all these parts of our life we don't want to do. Grocery shopping. Like I play my favorite songs and I'll walk around the grocery store with my phone playing music and singing along. Like I will do just silly, ridiculous things. Today, I was driving back home from my appointment to get my eyelashes done from my amazing lash artist, and I see this giant turkey on the side of the road, right? Not like one of those little dinky wild turkeys, like literally like Thanksgiving, like 40, 50 pound giant turkey on the side of the road in Grand Rapids. And I'm like, okay, there's like a 5-lane street. There's like, he's in this little patch of grass and like the rest of the grass is across the road. So I'm like, this guy's not gonna, no, something's gonna happen to him. So I pulled my car over, stopped in this parking lot. I got out and I herded this turkey across this 5-lane highway. I'm in a bright red coat, so I'm like, everyone's gonna see me. And so I literally ended up herding this turkey across the street. And it was like so random, but I'm like, I had this like adrenaline rush. I'm like giggling the whole time. People are waving at me and honking. And I'm like, this is so fun. Like, it was so good. So like even those little moments when you're like, I don't want to stop and help this whatever, or help this person or help whatever. Like I always try to just have fun with it and make it a game and be silly with it, because like life loves that. People, we love that. Our heart loves that. Like being
Hmm.
that childlike behavior again, and just try to see yourself as Source does, which is perfectly imperfect and loving, unconditionally loving being. So hi Camila, good
Definitely.
to see you.
Hello. Yeah, I love what you said about making it into a game. And my partner is playing Zelda Breath of Wild, which is kind of like an RPG game. It's
So good.
and yeah, I like watching it.
I
And
love it too. Yeah.
it was kind of like your turkey story was a side quest, and you accepted that side quest. The little indicator popped up like, help the turkey cross the road. And you were like, yes, I accept.
I love that so much. Oh my gosh. Perfect description of that. Yes. Accept all the side quests, guys. They will lead you to right where you need to be.
Definitely. And you might get some cool items along the way.
Yes. So good. Yes, yes. I love that.
Well, Carly, thank you so much for sharing your story with us today. Did you want to take some time to remind the humans the services that you offer and how they can connect with you?
Absolutely. Yes. So I do if you guys need any like natural healthcare products, I have Beyond Organic vitamins that I offer. Absolutely amazing, life-changing for me. When I stopped taking them over the summer, I ended up in the hospital because I wasn't eating right. I wasn't taking care of myself. My body was just like struggling to find
Oh, no,
nutrients.
really?
And so if you struggle with like, it's hard to eat all of the I honestly don't think we could eat all of the vitamins we need to. So offer amazing protein powders, every kind of probiotic vitamins, and all affordable. Like everything is going to be within like under $1 a day. Like everything is really, really affordable. Even things for like ADHD, focus, memory. In my family, early onset dementia is big, and heart issues. So like that's all circulatory related. So I take this amazing vitamin that helps me focus, helps my short-term memory, and then also like natural hair care and beauty products. So like skin products, hair care. Just message me if you need anything like all natural. Yeah, Kami, absolutely amazing. Could not recommend this vitamin enough. If I forget something, I take this vitamin, 20 minutes later, I have remembered the thing. I'm like,
Oh,
holy crap. Yeah, actually peer reviewed studied vitamins from the first doctor who ever created vitamins and healed himself of tuberculosis in the 1900s from good
oh.
diet, good health, lack of stress. Like, so he's all
Mhm.
about doing it yourself and helping the world to do it themselves as well.
Again,
Um,
taking responsibility for your healing.
exactly, in every way. And there's a lot of things that we can do. Hi, Spirit. There's a lot of things we can do that just help to light us up and help to make our lives better and more fun. If our bodies feel better, our minds can feel better, our spirits can heal, like all of these things that work together so well.
That's so true. So, if they wanted to connect with you to ask you more about those vitamins, that protein powder, can they
Yeah,
reach out to you on Instagram?
for sure. Message me on Instagram. All my links are in my bio on my Instagram. So there's going to be one that's like smoothies and health products. And yeah, message me for anything. Always happy just to talk to you guys. If you guys are like, hey, I'm having back pain, I will go and find you a back pain video and send it to you. So like I'm also all about like, let me share what knowledge I can find. And sometimes it's as simple as that. So I don't do that for charge. So I accept donations always. It was just my birthday last Thursday, 3/3. So
Happy birthday.
I'm all about birthday blessings, trying to open myself up to that abundance and not push it away like I normally do. So love you guys so much. Thank you so much for
Beautiful.
having me. This has been absolutely just what I needed today.
Oh, thank you for sharing all of that wisdom. You can also connect with Carly on Twitch, right?
Yep. Yep. Twitch.tv/Cosmic Carly.
Mm-hmm.
Also, and I'm trying to get back into sharing it on Instagram Live as well.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story today. Thank you for contributing to the continued healing process of all of the humans on this planet. I look forward to connecting with you more, definitely, and many different ways.
Yes, can't wait. Yeah, we'll get that chocolate mousse soon. Love you so much. Thank you so much, Breezy. I hope you're doing well. Congratulations. I hope the baby's doing well as
Thank
well.
you.
Coming along.
Yeah,
If you
doing
need
so
anything,
well.
I'm here. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Thank you, Carly, and thank you everyone who's tuned in today. Please share this video with somebody that you think will benefit from it, and we look forward to seeing you again on another video.
Bye, girl.
Bye!